Or he.
or he. Yeah.
That's where I thought this story was going.
Honestly,
that's where I thought this shit was going.
It's certainly possible, but who knows these days? So,
Wow. Yeah. That's
so
so are you guys still connected on Tinder?
yeah. So we're just chatting now.
Welcome to Action Club Podcast, your weekly hangout for great conversations, big laughs, and even better vibes. I'm DeMarco Crum, joined by Ben Weber and Tanner Spees. This week we watched Dirty Harry, and we can't wait to dive in and share our thoughts. Whether you're listening or watching, we're glad you're here. If you enjoy the show, don't forget to share it with your friends and follow us on Spotify, Instagram, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. Now, let's get into it.
So,
all right, you want to get into this?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Ben, great movie choice.
Hey, thank you.
Great movie choice.
Turns out when you go with an all-time classic, it is a crowd pleaser. I thought like we just needed a little bit of a reset. I didn't, not because of any one thing, but we'd had a couple of samurai movies and like some other a non-traditional action movie in your pick, and it was time to just get back to basics, I thought. And also in our current moment, a movie that really uh doesn't like the Constitution too much,
True.
and
Evergreen.
there's different kinds of justice here at work.
Oh yeah.
Extrajudicial, I guess, is what.
Yeah.
Harry just seems to, not to like go too far on this, but he just seems to be operating this way because he's just so tired of like all the hoops he's got to jump through, and he's just like, this is how it's going to end up anyway, so I should just shoot the guy. Like,
yeah, he's got.
That's one of the quotes I have. Yeah, I wrote one of those quotes down.
Yeah, but yeah, and it's Clint Eastwood like not being in a Western, I think, for one of the first times, like being a big movie star without a cowboy hat on, which was pretty big for him.
But still a handgun. So
it's still a big ass revolver, which it is big. And then is the gun that he has on the roof, that is also like a 44 Magnum rifle? Is that what that thing is?
Yeah, I believe that's like what I heard him say.
Basically.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
I think they're talking about it for a second. They're just like, holy shit, dude. This thing is what are you gonna do with this?
This thing is serious.
I don't think I recognize that part.
Yeah, and then I noticed this time San Francisco looks really nice in this movie.
It does.
There's a lot of like, let's just put a camera on this rooftop and like look out at the city, and like
that's my favorite part of the movie. Yeah,
it's gorgeous, and the music's great, and like it's really good. I watched it with Ruth, and I think she was expecting something much cornier, and she actually enjoyed it. She like, I don't know if she thought it was going to be like a Naked Gun movie or just like cornball, but like she was like, damn, this is like pretty serious stuff. This guy's a real psycho that he's dealing with.
Yeah. Well, it's a legitimate, again, this is an all-timer. Wonderful choice. No question. But I think it does so many things well. The music, the San Francisco, the city itself is a character very much in this film. And I like the funky 70s music with the sinister tone when you see the sniper and you see him prepping his shot, and the POV shots that very much remind me of Carpenter's Halloween, when Michael Myers is getting ready to go to work and do his stuff. And one of the notes I wrote down was Granted, I lived in San Francisco. This would have been back in 2011 into 2012. I've never
Oh.
seen parking that easily attainable there. It was like, I think if that movie was made today, it would take you at least 20 minutes just to find a parking spot.
Mm.
It's just like, man, there's parking everywhere. But I love the shots with all the old cars, and
Yeah.
there's one shot, I think Ben probably noticed this, where Harry is standing on the hill looking out, and you see the Golden Gate Bridge,
Mm.
and it's that kind of had that blue light tint to it. Immediately made me think of Heat. I mean, immediately
Oh
was like,
yeah.
holy shit, this is Neil looking out on the water in Heat.
That's
And
when they're taking the girl out of the
yes,
tank, I
yes,
think.
and but again, very very similar, right? That there's that really vicious crime, that really really vicious attack that happens with Wayne Grow in Heat. So it I feel like we've been saying like all roads lead back to Heat, but shit, a bunch of roads also lead back to this movie, which we'll get into as well. Tanner, was this your first time seeing it?
This was not my first time seeing it, but it's
Excellent.
either I've either seen it before all the way through or seen it in parts all the way through, but
Yeah,
much of it I didn't remember, which was great
yeah.
because I got to experience. I mean, I think I remembered the general plot line, but not actual scenes, which I really liked. But I also noticed. How beautiful San Francisco looks, and
Oh
also
yeah.
just the way it was shot in general. They had so many different camera angles throughout the movie, like from even from the beginning where they're shooting from like underneath the fan and underneath the walkway,
Mm.
Oh, those
and then
shots were really great.
they have the wide shots. They have different angles, and I just thought it was, it was really for the time of the time period that it was filmed in, it seems to me much better shot than other movies of that same time period.
Well, we watched Bullet, which is also
Yeah,
San Francisco
I have
detective,
notes.
lovely detective movie, you know? And
Yep.
like this looks so much better than Bullet. I mean,
yeah,
Bullet like has some awesome shit in it, obviously, and
Oh,
it's Steve
truly.
McQueen
Yeah.
is as cool as anybody. But like this is more of a vibe movie, I guess.
Big
Like
time.
mm,
Big time.
it also like is so they have it's very modern the way it's structured. Like there is something every 10, 15 minutes that's like exciting. You got,
yeah,
shooting in the beginning, then you have the bank robbers, then you have the he's running around town and you have the roof jumper, right? Like it never slows down for too long.
yeah,
Like there's always the next thing. They call that
Yeah.
now like a sequence script where like you got to
yeah.
keep the audience's attention by like, oh, we have another thing right now. Don't go to the bathroom or like fall
Yeah.
asleep. There's
It's
another
weird that you
exciting
say
thing right
that
now.
because I was just thinking like for a movie of this time period, which generally doesn't keep my attention, this movie is very hard to look away from or like do other
Yes.
things
Yes.
on. And
And
yeah,
Yeah. And to come
and then
back to
it
Bullet. Oh, go ahead, Ben. Go ahead.
well then it like as soon as we get to the school bus, then we like really ratchet up because
Oh, yeah.
that's when it turns into like action club because now he's like jumping off of a bridge like
yeah,
Yes.
right? This is
yeah,
like this guy's just been kind of standing around and firing his gun at things until now, and now
yeah,
he's really moving. Like, he does a lot of
yeah.
jogging, I guess, in this movie.
Yeah.
He does do a lot of jogging.
He runs a lot. Yeah.
Well, he's
Yeah,
got
I
like a
wrote,
wool, he's got like a sweater on and a wool
dude, yeah,
coat and a shirt, and he must be hot as hell doing all
dude,
that running around.
Yeah, and dress
sweating,
shoes.
sweating
That
big
can't be
time.
fun in dress shoes. That's
No,
gotta suck.
Oh, his feet would, yeah, your feet would just be so screwed up.
Was I have a question that we're now that we're talking
get some
about
orthotics.
his running is that payphone sequence, is that uniquely this movie, or was that from a movie beforehand? Because I've seen that same kind of like you have to get to the next location thing in many other
Yeah,
films and
Yes.
TV.
I wrote a note
Yeah.
about that too. Yeah,
It's become a very popular trope for sure. I don't know where I mean, who knows where it started? That'll
Yeah,
be fun research, but like this is the earliest I know of it,
same.
yeah,
Yeah,
of like playing that game.
And
I love it.
we
Yeah, it's
see
fun.
it later in obviously with Simon Says, you know, in Die Hard with a Vengeance. So
Yeah.
they get into that. So, dude, I have so many notes. I was again over texting, trying not to go too crazy, and
Save it
I
for the pod.
David,
Were you
exactly, and
texting
I
Ben?
did, and I saved most of it for the pod. First note that I
He
wrote
texts me
down
sometimes
was,
because he knows that you're busy with your
yeah,
Netflix and
I
chill
his
dates
Netflix and chill.
and the
Um,
fallout of those.
now I'm gonna have to keep some of that in so that they
I
get this reference.
wonder, the one thing I thought, the very first note I wrote down was taking off the sunglasses at the crime scene immediately made me think of CSI Miami. I was like,
Oh yeah.
shit. Without the line, right? He usually it's like, it appears
Yeah.
someone was killed. You know, but I think that
That's
may
good.
be a little callback to Dirty Harry, just showing up in the suit, you know, very kind of morose, serious look on his face. I would not be surprised. I This movie's fucking amazing, dude. I think about
It is.
Clint Eastwood's legacy and what he has been able to achieve over 60 plus years as a
Mm.
filmmaker, as a producer, as an actor, and a lot of times in all those roles and some
Still
of his
directing.
still doing it.
Still
Still acting.
directing.
I'm gonna watch everything he makes, and I don't care. I watched Cry Macho. It wasn't particularly, you know, good compared to the rest of his body of work, but it's Clint, and I love Clint, and I'm on the Eastwood train until the end. And
Are you gonna
he's
pick exclusively Eastwood movies after this, like you did Gerard Butler movies?
I'm not gonna do
Or
that.
Steven Seagal.
Now I did highly mourn the loss of Ozzy Osbourne, you know, earlier this year, R.I.P. When Clint passes away, I will definitely have to hit a couple of his other all-timers. So those are definitely coming. But
There's a lot.
he keeps reinventing himself. He keeps taking things up to another level, and his shit's just so good.
Yeah.
This movie's 54 years old, and it's an amazing cop thriller. It's an amazing action film. There's really a horror movie within the film. You know, the music and the scenes with the sniper. This guy's really fucking scary. Honestly, the only person I would put up compared, you know, not an action club movie, but a future one for sure, is the bad guy in Cobra. You know, just that being
Mm.
really creepy, sinister, evil. You know, somebody that just like you see him and you feel your skin crawl.
Well,
So
this is
this movie
also,
accomplishes so much.
this bad guy's based on the Zodiac killer, which was
Exactly.
also, I think, still active while they made this movie,
I know.
Wow.
Yeah, I
which
wrote that down. Yeah,
which is kind of nuts.
which is pretty freaking crazy. Um, yeah. That I was thinking about that too. I was like, oh wow, yeah, the real guy was out there doing this. I wonder. Oh God, yeah. It's
This actor does psychopath really, really well. I
Oh
think
yeah.
like
yes,
his whole like demeanor, his facial expressions are crazy.
yeah.
Um, just everything about him is so creepy. He does it really. He does it better than most like movie villains that I see generally.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can see even when he's in the liquor store and he's like pretending to be, you know, kind of not super meek, but he's, you know, kind of pretending to be like kind of mellow and chill, and he just
Nice guy.
immediately
Yeah.
flips the
Yeah,
switch. You're just like, holy shit, this guy's really out
yeah.
there. Um, and yeah, I wrote down Zodiac Killer. I just for funsies, I Googled how much $100,000 1971 what it would be worth today, and
Oh
it's
yeah.
Ooh,
$797,649.38, and they double it, right? So it's, you know, clear,
Yeah.
you know, well over a million and a half, which is bananas
that's a
to
lot.
think about. And
Yeah, I guess I can imagine.
speaking of the tough justice, the, you know, kind of stepping over the Constitution multiple times and not respecting due process, one of my favorite quotes is, "Yeah, well, when an adult male is chasing a female with the intent to commit rape,
I
I shoot
literally
the
wrote
bastard.
the
That's
same
my
thing.
policy." That shit is so fucking good. I was like, hell yeah.
Well, to be fair, then the mayor, right, is like, okay, yeah, I
Yeah.
He
got you.
Well, then he
the
said, well, how did you know? And he's like, well, he
he
was
said
naked
I
chasing her
have
with a
it.
knife.
I have it. When a naked man is chasing a woman down an alley with a butcher knife and a hard on, I figure he's not collecting for the Red Cross. I thought that was fucking
Yeah, that's
fantastic.
great. Yeah. And he does
Got a
Clint
point.
does such a good job doing all of it. He can be serious. You know, he can be really, really intense and really take over scenes, but he's also really funny. He has really funny, wisecracking lines. And
Yeah.
clearly this became the blueprint for so many future films and franchises, which I'll talk about later. But
Well, there's a
uh,
lot. I think he's just being funny. Like he's making jokes to himself. You know,
yes.
like
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think he cares about making anybody else laugh in this
No,
movie.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly. No, exactly. Yeah.
Which makes it better. You
yeah,
Which
know, that
makes
makes it
it
really
better.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
You know, versus like Arnold was definitely like there was an intentional kind of like we're gonna give the audience a haha moment.
It's
We're gonna be
performative.
funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is great. I love it. Not to discount Arnold at all. He's obviously also had an amazing career. I yeah, I wrote down he's really good at being badass, serious, and funny. I'm putting Lieutenant Bullet up right neck and neck with him as the two coolest guys we've seen on screen in Action Club. No question.
I mean, he just oozes like coolness and
Uh,
swag. Even
yeah,
even in the
you
bank
can tell he's
robbery
not
scene,
trying. Like yeah,
well,
he's
it's the
just
cool of
like,
like I got
uh,
this. Like, I
yeah,
this is gonna be fine.
it's and also kind of just like you said, like a jaded like, I'm just gonna have to do this myself kind of, but with not a worry in the world. Like this is, yeah, I got
yeah.
this.
Yeah,
It's
he
fantastic.
sees himself as like a garbage man. You know,
Yeah.
like
Dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like every
So
dirty
that's why they
job
call
that
me
comes
Dirty
along.
Harry.
You know,
Yeah.
Every
which
dirty job
Yeah.
that comes along.
well, they
Oh,
do a lot. There's many reasons that they give that why he's Dirty Harry, right? And it's a little
yes,
bit of the do you know how I got these scars, right? Like
Mm.
from
exactly.
the Dark Knight. Like we're gonna hear, and they could all be true, right? Like
Oh, yeah, 100%. Over the years, you know, you presumably based on his age, he's probably been at the force, you know, 15, probably 20 years. Plenty of time for the lore to build up and for, you know, the stories to circulate around the water cooler, as they say. So there's we got to talk about Lethal Weapon, dude. We got to get
yeah,
into Lethal
get into it.
Weapon.
Yeah,
And one really quick, very related side story, and then we're gonna go Lethal Weapon.
Quick
I
story.
was so fucking pumped up. So I'm a huge kettlebell guy. I love lifting with kettlebells, as these guys know. I love nothing more than to blast some heavy metal music and swing these heavy hunks of iron. The bells are weighted in kilograms. And so my favorite bells that I train with are typically the 40, the 44, and the 48 kilogram. And as soon as I got the 44, I immediately said, we got to call this one Dirty Harry. So we wrote Dirty Harry on one side, and on the other side was Magnum. And at first, people were like, "Whoa, that seems a little weird." And I said, "No. Trust me. It." You know, and I explained the situation to them. They're like, "Oh, okay, cool." I'm like, "No, it's not. It's not sexual. It's not weird."
it could
Um,
be the ice cream bar too. By
it,
the way,
it,
those are
it,
excellent ice cream bars.
Those are
that's right.
excellent ice cream bars.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know it, my man. So that's my fun little fitness slash movie related story.
Fun story.
Um, but we got to talk Lethal Weapon because it clearly was very inspired by this film in so many ways.
Oh yeah, I mean just the getting the guy off the roof, right? And
Getting the
like
guy off the roof. Yep.
getting it just I don't know. There's a lot of shoot first, ask questions later
Yes.
sort of stuff that is very Riggs, right?
Very much so. Yeah.
Um, I don't know that Chico. I don't know if he's in with Murtaugh. Like
No.
Chi yeah. But I mean, what are your other sort of Lethal Weapon connections?
So, I mean, so much, dude. It's, you know, he's clearly an amazing marksman, right? And that's a big part of Riggs'
Oh
character.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's a wonderful shot, as is Clint Eastwood. And
He
by
is,
the
but
way,
he's not though. He's not. I literally wrote down you can't have him shine the light on a guy and then miss the shot and then miss the following six shots or whatever. I mean, yes, you can
that's
hit
fair.
all of the people in
But
the
he
bank
pops the guy
robbery,
in the car, though, man. When the car's driving, that's a
but you have
pretty.
a rifle. You're like a
No,
hundred
he had
yards
his weapon. No, he had his
away.
handgun in that
I'm
scene.
talking about like across, like
I
you
got you.
you are in the right. You can see your target. You
Yeah,
shine a light on him and you miss with a rifle. But I get it. I get it.
yeah.
Have
In
you
the
guys
rest of the movie, yes.
Hey,
have you
no,
guys seen the
this is
sequel
what I
to
live
this
for. I
movie,
love these
Magnum
conversations.
Force? Have
I
either
have
of you
not, but
seen?
I have not. No.
It's very good. But marksmanship is like a big part of that movie too,
Yeah,
and
Mm.
his Dirty Harry's abilities in that
yeah.
arena.
according
Oh,
to
worth checking out.
very quick Google research, the stunt coordinator, the name, I can't remember the name, the person's name now. They said that because of all of his time doing the Westerns and he's also pretty big, like, gun person. He likes to shoot guns apparently. And they said his shooting technique was actually pretty good, but they had to change it a little bit for this weapon. They had to get his shoulder a little bit more forward, to to adjust for the recoil of the Magnum. So
How heavy is one of those things?
A Magnum?
Tanner.
Yeah, like a long barrel
Uh,
like that.
it's definitely weighty. It's I mean,
Yeah,
with I don't know how heavy it is exactly, but with his build, he could easily, hold it.
for sure.
Because he's a big boy
One-handed,
too.
yeah, one-handed
Oh yeah.
shots, not the most accurate in anything. Certainly not with the Magnum, or a revolver in general, but it's possible.
Yeah.
Not
The
at a
other
moving
lethal.
vehicle, but when
Yeah.
from 60 yards away. But yeah, it's possible.
Yeah. I was this whole time watching this movie, immediately thinking of Lethal Weapon this, Lethal Weapon that. He mentions his dead wife who died in an automobile related incident, which is not a spoiler for Tanner because he saw Lethal Weapon too. But by the way, if you have not seen the first Lethal Weapon, it is definitely happening in the future and it fucking rips. It's so good.
Yeah, she got
I
hit by
have
a drunk
not.
driver.
No.
You're gonna love it. Yeah, yeah. The What did I say? We're talking about the guy on the roof. Oh, the disgruntled veteran that has to get partnered up with somebody that doesn't want to partner and doesn't
Yeah,
like the either, in this case it's flipped, but it's like the young,
Yeah.
inexperienced partner. It's just there's so many tropes here. The fucking hot dog scene. Like he has a hot dog in Lethal Weapon, not during the actual robbery, but there's a lot of dirty Harry DNA and legacy in
you
Lethal
think
Weapon.
Shane
So
Black had this on in the background when he was writing
oh,
Lethal Weapon?
absolutely, no question. And I mean, I'll happily go Google it later and maybe watch some featurettes on it. But I no doubt. There's so much that makes me think about it. I did also love, speaking of quotes from earlier, "Get the hell out of the way, Hammerhead." I was like, man, what a
I
great
like
insult. I haven't
that.
heard that.
Yeah.
He called
It's
somebody.
good.
He called the guy that he actually wanted to be partnered up with. He like walks down the hall and calls that guy Fatso, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Ruth
like
was
that.
like, "Did he just call him Fatso?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Damn.
And
Well, it
fat
reminds me of my friendship with Tanner, where it's like we insult each other all the
we
time.
do.
It's like,
Fat
wait, why are
yeah,
you saying this to him? Like, no, he's one of my best friends. I
he's
love
great.
him.
Be
It's like,
We
well,
nice.
love him.
why do you say such nasty things?
Fatso says a great line that I can't repeat all of, but
Oh yeah.
he says Harry hates everybody.
What do you
Yeah,
Limeys,
think?
yeah.
Nicks, Hebes, Fat,
What
Dagos,
do you
N-words,
especially?
honkies, chinks, you name it. What do you think about
Yeah,
Mexicans? Spics? Definitely, especially them. Yeah.
Especially
yeah.
them. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that
It's
was
just
good.
and the little
I
like the little grin on his face when he says it
Oh,
is
so
very
good.
it's a
He
very
hates
funny
I
everyone
line.
equally.
He hates
Yeah.
everyone equally. Another good one that I liked that wasn't from Fatso, but was from the doctor when he was when he was looking at did he get
Oh
shot in
yeah.
the bank? He said, "Do I come down to the station and tell you how to beat a confession out of a prisoner?" No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, well,
I
he
really
laughs
liked
that
that.
off, but then we do see him torture a suspect, like
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do.
a
Yeah.
little later on.
He,
Very,
he's
very
undoing
Jack
his pants.
Bauer.
He's
I
undoing
don't.
his pants and he says, "Turn around if you're embarrassed."
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
I
It's
mean, he's
good.
like the grumpy grandpa that people love and people think that he's funny most of the time. It's
Yeah.
obviously been a huge staple in his persona is you
Well,
know,
it's a very like, we don't actually want the police operating this way. That would be
right.
bad.
Yeah.
Uh, but then when you have like a psychopathic killer on the loose,
At this
Yeah.
time, yeah.
this might be the guy you need in this fictional situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and
In
you
this fictional situation.
yeah, and it's very I think that's what makes this movie so interesting now, 54 years later. The concept of like you said, like you want the bad actor taken out. The evil force, the villain, the assailant. Um but we still need to respect due process. We need to just respect the Fourth Amendment, and
And
you
it
know,
is great that they have a scene that does that with the district attorney and the judge,
yes.
who are just like, dude,
Yeah.
what's
Can't do
wrong
Well,
any of
with
this
you?
that. Yeah.
movie, yeah, and this movie does, it's so interesting with the beginning of the film, and it shows you the list of the officers, you know, San Francisco PD officers that have died in line of duty going back, you know, 200 something years, and it 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 memorializes them. It talks about a little bit about their legacy, but then it gives you that, like, well, what if he was a little bit of a vigilante, and he did what had to be done when the law failed, very much like the Punisher, right? For, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, as that classic trope, or insert any other, you know, Batman, any other Daredevil, any other vigilante type character. And it's like, you know, it's right. Part of it's like, damn, you know, you don't want the police to operate this way, but this guy needs to get taken out. He's a threat. And the DA, like, yes, his argument was valid with the whole, you know, again, literally quoting constitutional law. But he said, you know, you're a fool if you think you're not going to see him again. He's like, what makes you say that? It's like, dude, he just killed like 6 people. What do you
Yeah, he
think you're
likes it.
talking about? He's not just going to
Yeah.
stop. He's going to heal and then get back in the game. So it's,
Big difference
yeah,
being though, like in our modern world, that guy, if he gets released, his picture is everywhere. And like
yes, yes,
he can't just walk into a
Big
liquor store
difference.
because he's
Yeah.
recognized
no, no, no,
immediately, right?
yeah,
He's instantly infamous. So
Yeah. Being a killer
he
50
would
years
have no
ago was
anonymity.
significantly easier,
yeah,
or doing any kind of anything was significantly
agreed,
easier, especially when you think about like cell phones. Like, it's much
yeah.
you can't like call the police right away because you have to get to a payphone, or you have to, that kind of thing, or
I mean,
Yeah.
that's
or
where this,
cameras, etc.
yeah, and this movie is in, I think, in almost all wonderful ways, it's a time capsule, right? You turn it on, you're like, wow, man, shit really used to be a lot different. The whole scene with
Yeah.
the bus, with the kids and the driver, like, nowadays, it's like they could easily, like, you know, dial
Yeah, the
911 on
bus
their
the
phone
bus
and
has GPS on it, right? Like
yeah, the bus has GPS. I mean, there's so many,
Yeah.
you know, but this is really scary still, because, like, you know, Ben and I are both parents. Like, your school bus not showing up on time is like one of the fucking worst things that you can imagine. Your kid not being where they're supposed to be, and you're just fucking panicked. So I found myself watching this going, oh shit. You know, even though I knew it was going to happen, I was just like, oh my God, those parents, fuck, even though it's just a movie. But, you know, but then again, in that time, pre cell phones, you know, pre
Yeah.
GPS, you're just like, well, this is really bad. This, you know, you
Speaking
you could pull something like this off during that time. So,
unrelated, speaking of time capsule, the cars in this movie
oh, I
are
thought of you the whole
just
time. Yeah, yeah,
fucking amazing. I mean, I just love the it's not a set, it's the time period, right? I just love the period piece cars, and the police cars are amazing. They're like, I think they're like Ford Falcons or something like
yeah.
that. But
That's what I was going to
um
ask you, was what he was driving and what the cars were.
I can't, I don't know exactly. It's definitely some sort of Ford. I want to say a Falcon or something like that. But
Yeah.
another thing that I really love is the police sirens from that era is
mm,
like, "Wah,"
Yes,
just like
yes.
one long. It's
So cool.
just
Yeah.
um, not nostalgic, obviously, because I wasn't born in that era. But the type of cars I like and the music I like and stuff like that is from that time period, and I just love all of
a more
that.
analog.
And oh, it's amazing. More
Yes.
analog, yes.
Yes.
Um, just
No,
everything about
yeah.
that is amazing for me.
It is just so, everything about this movie is cool. That's the word I keep thinking of, is this shit is
Yeah.
cool. He's
And
walking
the
into the
soundtrack too.
station, the cars like all parked along the street, you know, along
Mm.
the sidewalk. You're like, fuck, I would drive
The
any of these. The taxi
the
cab looks really
taxis,
cool.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, I
yeah.
want to be a taxi driver right now. This looks fucking awesome.
I mean,
Um,
he's probably the last like famous movie cop too to have like an old-fashioned wheel gun, you know? Like
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
it's all
Yeah.
Well,
Berettas after this. Like
except for our guy, you know, Mr. Murtaugh, which is funny how that becomes a joke.
yeah,
You know,
that's true. Yeah.
you know. But you're right. Which
but
again,
he's made fun of that for that.
Exactly. No, it's a joke. And then obviously Riggs with the Beretta. You know, I just had a funny conversation I had with my father-in-law. He likes to go to the gun range sometimes, and I've been a few times. I want to go more, but he's a huge Sig Sauer guy, and he's got the, you know, the 9 and the 40, and he also has a 1911, and he makes fun of me because I'm always, and as does Tanner, I'm like, man, I love the Beretta. I know it's not the best, but because I grew up watching them in every freaking movie
Yeah.
from the like late 80s into,
Yeah.
you know, into even now, it's like I just love the Beretta and it's fun. So
I think it's still like the main pistol of the US
the
military.
M9,
I think it
yeah.
still is, yeah.
It still
I
is.
mean,
Now, that
it's
being
reliable,
said,
so.
I've fired a Glock, I've fired a Sig and a couple others, and trust me, I understand what the gun nuts are trying to tell me,
There
but
are better
I
guns.
don't care.
I wonder what the draw is. There's got to be some sort of like cost or
Yeah.
maybe reliability, or that it has a safety is maybe part of it. But
Maybe
I
that's perceived
wonder.
as a, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what the draw to the Beretta is for the military, because there are
Well,
much
yeah.
better guns.
But what's interesting is that like you look at law enforcement, right? And they're Glock. They're like pretty much exclusively Glock all the way. At
And
least for
I think
what I've observed.
and I think
Glock
SEALs
17.
are SIGs. So why is the regular military Berettas, the police force Glock 17 to 23,
Yeah.
and the SEALs are SIG? That doesn't make any sense to me.
You know what we should do? We should have someone from each of those fields talk about it, because I suspect it has to do with like the
Do
nature of
you
the job, the nature of the conditions, and like where one would perform more favorably in
That's
said
on our alternate podcast, Action Guns.
action guns. Oh my God, I'm
does
ready. I'm
does
ready.
someone know a Navy SEAL that we can talk to? Because that would be great.
Yeah. I know an Army Ranger. Although those guys don't like to do podcasts and stuff. They actually, another funny story, then we can move on. I did a group interview at
Cut
Equinox
this.
Fitness in yeah, you can cut this. At Equinox in wow. Yeah, thanks, bro. Appreciate that.
Sorry.
Help me out here? What's that really fancy ass? Oh, Seaport. I went to the Equinox in Seaport to interview, you know, back when I first moved to Boston. And we did a group interview.
Right.
And one of the guys was super jacked. He had a beard and he had like just the military look about him. And I asked him what he did. And he said, "Oh, I'm in the Army." And I said, "Oh, cool, man. What do you do?" He's like, "Oh, you know, I go to places, I do things, and I can't talk about much of it." And I said, "Oh, are you SF?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "Oh, cool, man. Yeah, you know, I know some people in that community." And I don't think I mentioned SEALs because I don't want to get into the rivalry, but he went on a freaking tirade. He's like, those fucking SEALs, they write books, they do one mission, they fucking write books, and they do movies and podcasts, and they're not real professionals like we are. And I was like, oh shit, this guy's got some really feelings about this.
It's true.
So
I love the notes.
Yes, very fun note that I knew but I forgot, and then I remembered. Clint Eastwood is actually from the Bay Area, which I didn't when I first watched this movie, I didn't know that. But now knowing that and watching it, it's like that's really cool how it's it's just such a, like, San Francisco is such a big part, obviously, of this film and the DNA and the identity. So I always
he was a mayor
cool.
up there for a while of some
He
town.
was. Yeah.
Really?
I can't remember the name of it.
Other fun fact, apparently there was a huge rivalry between him and John Wayne, and John Wayne did not like him because of his portrayal as the leading man in the Western. You know, John Wayne was the classic, like, iconic heroic character, you know, and there's a lot of, there's politics in there as well. They talk about like the conservative, you know, ideals. And you know, Clint Eastwood was this kind of like anti-hero renegade. So he didn't like that. And then supposedly there was also some just jealousy because his career just fucking took off and just
that
you
Clint
know,
Eastwood was the market replacement of John Wayne, right?
yes.
Like,
and you know, I'm gonna it's upgrade. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say it. Upgrade all around, no question.
Well, it just feels more, he feels like a more modern man than John Wayne.
Yes. Yeah. And there's so many,
and still, you know, even in this movie,
yes,
like,
yeah,
just the way he carries himself, and I don't know, like, treats people like, I don't know.
Oh, absolutely. One thing that I really enjoy about this movie, and I will be honest, I've seen this movie about 3 or 4 times. I've seen the one, help me out, Ben, which is the one where he gets partnered up with the female officer. Is that Sudden Impact?
It's either Sudden Impact or The Drowning Pool.
So that one I haven't seen because that one has Jim Carrey in it, right?
I think so. Yeah, he basically plays Axl Rose.
Yeah,
in the
So
movie.
I've seen the
The
female
Deadpool or the
officer.
Drowning Pool? I
The
can't.
Deadpool. No, you're
It's
right.
the
The Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Yeah.
Although the Drowning Pool, great metal band from the early 2000s.
But yeah, there's a bunch of
I've
these
seen those
movies.
too.
I again, sorry to skip to the end, but like when he, has a mission accomplished and chucks his star into
I
the
love it.
reservoir or whatever,
Uh-huh.
Ruth is like, they didn't make any more of these, and I'm like, no, don't worry,
Yeah.
they made a lot more of these.
I was also thinking that because when he did that, I was like, I swear there was a second one. So then I Googled all of them.
There was one like the next year. Like
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
like,
And I
Rogue, get
got
back in front of the camera, bud.
Yeah, and I got this movie from the library. You guys know I've been on my little library DVD
Support your
journey.
local library.
Support your local library, folks. Anyways, it was fun. I checked this out, watched it, and I immediately ordered the next three, and the other three, I should say. And I'm so pumped. I had to triple check though because it had the same cover picture on it. It was like the Dirty Harry, collection. But I triple checked and was like, okay, yeah, we got Magnum Force, Sudden Impact, and the Deadpool. And I typed in Deadpool as one word, and then I was like, oh shit, no, it's 2 words. It's not not Deadpool, the Marvel Deadpool. So
Clint Eastwood ages very well because
man.
in this movie he's like 41, I think, and then even like I looked at photos of him from the Deadpool when he's like 58, and he does not look 58.
No,
and he doesn't even move like he's in his early 40s in this movie. Although I guess nowadays like Alan Richson is like 44 or something like that, and he's Reacher, and he doesn't move that way. So but he ages really, really well in life.
And one thing that I'm ashamed of myself that I guess I just knew I was going to mention this at some point, but I didn't write it as an actual note. What's really cool about this movie is, this is before the souped up muscle era, that we're going to be entering in a fairly short amount of time. 1975 or 6, I think, is when Pumping Iron comes out. Arnold comes onto the scene. People learn about him and his journey, to become the greatest bodybuilder of all time. And then he goes on to have one of the most amazing action movie careers of all time.
Yeah, him and Stallone, right?
Both him and Stallone. It's a literal arms race, right? People have said that it's the literal arms race. And then, but there's something really cool about him as quote unquote a regular guy, but obviously very fit. He's doing a lot of running. He's climbing the fence. Like, he's a tough guy.
Fence climb,
I mean, like his fighting. I mean, I'm into it, man. I really like that that era of movies is still just fucking cool, where it's just attitude and facial expressions and just being cool and not giving a fuck and being so cool and not trying to be cool, and that's what makes him cool. It's amazing. Good shit.
The other Bond movies of that same time period are very similar to Clint Eastwood's kind of like cool, not super built kind of character, but the Bond characters of that time and the Clint Eastwood in this movie is very, very similar.
Well, and we had a Bond moment, right? When he gets the microphone, the tech hookup. You're like, okay, he's this is kind of a quick little
just bring it back in one piece.
Just bring it back in one piece, which is hilarious.
Stop by Q Branch.
The two funniest things in this movie to me, that's hilarious. Bring it back in one piece. Also, you're gonna take your best officer who has literally said that he will shoot this guy just to take him out. And we're gonna make him the bag man. It's like they knew. I think it's one of those things where it was like a wink, wink thing of like, make sure to do it by the book, but also just take him out.
How about they call him back to be the bag man again? And he's
again,
like, no. What's wrong with you people?
What are you doing? Yeah,
I'm out.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go just wait on this bridge for how long do we think he was standing on the bridge?
Oh, he committed. He was there for at least an hour or two.
Hours. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the two or
He's
three
like, I just
hours,
gotta
right?
wait. Yeah.
He
Looked
was
like,
great.
the Sentinel of Justice up there, just like, oh, there's no more.
That
There's
shot
no
of
more
him on
pussyfooting
the
around.
bridge is so
Oh
fucking
my
sick, though, bro.
God.
That
And
shit,
the
I would put
And
that up against any
you
shot
can
of
tell the
Batman
guy
standing
poops
on a
his
building.
pants. He's just like, oh
yeah,
no.
he
That
knows
shit
when
was
he sees him, he's
fucking
like,
cool.
oh, fuck this.
Yeah, and I love
Yeah.
it. Yeah, he's like, "Oh shit, this guy's still coming." I love the Dark Knight. I love Batman. I love all that stuff. But him standing on that bridge is fucking awesome. That's
It's
the
Well,
a
best.
that's
great
some
shot.
Terminator shit, right?
Fight me.
That's like,
It literally. It's like shit. He's still going.
yeah.
Yeah.
It yeah. The shit goes hard.
And then
That
it all goes up a sort of a ridiculous notch when he's jumping on
it
top of the bus and like, oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
Another thing that was really cool. So this is another movie that I saw way too young the first time. I caught this on TV, and I think the first time I watched it, I jumped in on it right at the robbery scene when he drops the classic line, do you feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Yeah.
And at that moment, you're just in. You're like, shit, this is
The
fucking
the the,
awesome.
the counting.
Yeah, this is
5 bullets, six
yeah,
bullets.
it's the best. So I didn't see, the first time I saw it, I hadn't seen the first part. I didn't really know who the bad guy was until a little bit later. But I loved the part where he takes the knife and he puts it in the sock with the tape. I'm like, that's fucking cool, man. I was like 9 to 10 years old. I'm like, what a smart move,
They
man.
borrow your scotch
Um,
tape.
Before we had these
Mm.
fancy, holsters and sheets and everything, I was like, this is fucking cool, dude. This guy's an innovator.
Yeah, although the only place in this movie where you can really see its age is the blood that gushes out of that man's
Oh
leg
yeah, it's so
is
red.
red paint.
It's
Yeah.
so red.
It's like
Yeah.
a red paint that you wouldn't choose for anything to paint. It's
So
rough.
yeah, and it's funny when I was watching it last night, when he looks down and looks at his leg, I guess I was a little confused at first. I thought, did the blood spatter onto him? That seems like it's really
I
far.
thought that too, yeah.
But then you find out he just caught a little bit of the shotgun blast and was like, oh shit, okay, and he's just very nonchalant about it.
New pants. Ruined his
Yeah,
new pants.
Yeah.
which is great.
His 2950 pants, which would be what, like $250?
Yeah, get our
based on
inflation
the-
calculator back out. They sound expensive, right?
I think those
Yeah.
would be around $250 pants. Yeah.
It was it 20? That's what he said. $29.50.
29.50,
He
yeah.
said 2950, and if $100 is 750K,
Yeah.
or 100,000 is 750K, then that would be $250,
I'm getting a headache.
right?
Yeah.
Please tell me I'm right.
231.32. So very very close.
I rounded up to pretty much amazing. Yeah.
Oh, which is fine. I mean, I'll always round up.
So yeah, some fancy pants for a cop.
Some fancy pants for a cop.
The whole suit was fancy. I mean, that's a $1,000
Yeah.
suit probably. Yeah.
And there's also a lot of like Die Hard. Die Hard definitely borrows from
I
this, 'cause
also
it's
thought
like
that. Yeah.
it's like it's one really long, one couple of long bad days, or maybe
Mhm.
perceived as like one really long bad day, and it's like, fuck, man, can I just sit down and eat my hot dog in peace? He takes a bite, and it's like, God
Yeah.
damn it, this
Yeah.
211, can't they just wait?
Did you
It's
see the
just-
length
yeah.
of those hot dogs?
Yeah,
dude?
yeah,
Massive. Those
Full
are like
on.
That thing
Dodger
looks
dog
delicious.
size. Yeah.
yeah. That was that was definitely. Yeah, it looked really. I wish I could have just reached through the screen and be like, "Sorry, I'll take this for you, sir." While
That's
you
a
go take
$12. That's a $12 Fenway dog right there.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
12, maybe 20. I don't know. The monster dogs are.
Get fucked these days.
I think the monster dogs are like $18 or something. They're insane.
Yeah, they're more than a beer.
It's absurd. It's crazy. Two honorary mentions on I wrote down coolest cats we've seen, coolest cats of Action Club or whatever. I don't know. We could have fun with it. Jules Winfield, obviously he's a super strong contender. And then I wrote John McClane just because he's just having a fucking shit day and he's just kicking ass and he just wants to chill, smoke a cigarette.
I like
eat a
McClane.
Twinkie.
I'm happy to have McClane on the job, but I don't know that I want to hang out with him. He just is
No.
such a sourpuss.
That's true.
He's
all the
yeah.
time. At least we see that Dirty Harry can like go to the go-go club and have a drink, and just kind of
Oh, yeah.
I'm just gonna sip my little thing over here. while I'm
Yeah.
stalking this
And
this suspect.
yeah, and going
Yeah.
back to Die Hard, not to Die Hard, excuse me, Lethal Weapon, the second Lethal Weapon, when Riggs is tailing that diplomat and he's kind of harassing him. It's again, there's so
Yeah.
much borrowed from Dirty Harry, and being very overt about it, not trying to be sneaky. Of like he like runs his car, he like blocks his
Yeah.
car for a moment. It's like, oh hey, what's up? You know,
Scooby-Doo.
just being a total asshole. But it's so funny, and I could watch 3 hours of that, just him being a dick, and fucking with this guy, because he deserves it. He's a psychopath, and he needs to be taken out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
It
true.
is amazing though when he gives his shtick the first time, right? Which we
yeah.
think that how many times do we think he's said that whole
Oh,
spiel, right? Like dozens
So
so
many
many.
maybe.
times. Yeah.
And the guy's like, I gotta know. And he clicks, and
Hmm.
the look on the guy's face is incredible. Just the like, "Fuck, come on."
He's
Yeah.
like, damn, the dude
Yeah.
got me, and
You
it
know,
really, yeah. Oh, go ahead,
I was
Tanner.
gonna say it's funny. It's funny. When I remember this movie, I remember the "Do you feel lucky" line from the bank robbery scene, but I didn't remember it from the last scene. Like when I
Yeah,
picture that line when Clint Eastwood says it, it's from that scene. I think in part because it's he's the I gotta know, and then he clicks it,
Yeah.
or maybe it's just because of the first time. But also the other thing I remember, or that I noticed when I watched it, was like when I rewatched it, the pacing of his delivery was much faster than I had remembered in my mind. Like
Mm.
he says the
yes,
line much quicker. However, when he says it the second time at the end, it's more along the lines of what I had in my head. So it's weird. I had the pacing of the second time, but the
yeah.
imagery of the first time in my head, they kind of all blend.
And to bring, I love my full circle moments. Talking about Jim Carrey, who's in the Deadpool, the fourth Dirty Harry film. In the movie The Mask, there's a scene where he has a Thompson machine gun, and
Mm.
he says that line in the movie. He says, "Do you feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?" So that's
Mm.
just hilarious. Love it. I love moments like that. It's always a good time.
And he knows, like the second time, he knows the guy's gonna reach for the gun one way or
Oh,
another
no
anyway,
question.
right?
And he
So
clearly
he's
knows
Yeah,
how many rounds he has, right?
yeah, yeah,
you
Yeah.
hope so, you hope that he's not just like making it up, that he lost count.
yeah.
I don't think he
I was also counting because after the first time, I was like, okay, got to count every time now.
Yeah.
now, I mean,
Well,
it's more fun than movies that don't count at all, right? That
Yeah.
just like
Yes.
endless, no reloading, just
Yes.
endless
yeah.
fire.
I will say
Yeah.
that rooftop sequence, like again, Tanner is right to point out the marksmanship errors with that scene, but how much
100%.
ammunition did the sniper have? Like, damn, I feel like he had one clip with 100 rounds in it. There were barely any breaks to reload. It's like, what the hell?
Those magazines that they have that he had in that gun is like maximum 40 rounds, which he would have sent in that first burst. So
Oh, yeah, yeah. It
like
was,
even on a Tommy gun, the round magazines, those
Mm.
are a
yeah, the
hundred.
drum.
The drum magazines, I think those are 100 rounds, and he
Yeah.
fired more than 100 in that.
Oh,
So
so many. And a couple of those scenes, the ones leading up to him dropping the sick line, I was counting his shots. I was like, all right, I'm gonna count this time.
uh-huh,
Because I always forget. And I was like, I'm gonna count. I was like, oh no, he's got one. He's got one more
yeah,
ready.
yeah,
And
yeah.
he's gonna go for the weapon, and he goes for it, and he takes him out.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome. It's so good. It yeah.
Going back to the psycho character, he like I said, he plays the psycho really well, but
What?
the makeup that they put on him when he got the shit beat out of him,
Oh yeah.
that distortion of his face was really good,
That was good.
and added to like the facial expressions later, and then even when he was playing dead in the water, like he played dead really well, like his
Yeah.
Mm.
facial expressions and
Yeah.
makeup and all that stuff. It was very accurate and much different again from other movies of that time period where they're like, or like just very stupid kind of
Yes.
ways to die.
Well, I wonder if Silence of the Lambs took some inspiration from this as well. Kind of the look, the long hair look. I mean, and the way that oh my God, help me out, Ben. What's the actor's name? Played Buffalo Bill.
I don't know right now.
We'll get it. We'll get it. Anyways, that wonderful actor. I noticed some similarities there as well with like facial expressions and just again just turning on a dime and going from like mildly menacing to oh shit, this guy is out of his fucking mind. Things have really escalated. So and that's the POV
Ted
shots
Levine.
with this Ted Levine. Thank you,
Ted
you,
Levine.
Ben.
Wow.
The sniper scope POV shots
I looked
are
it up.
those are always going to be scary, right? I think that's just timeless. You're just like, oh my God, no, not those people. No, you're just like the couple seemingly gets away, and then he goes back and is like, oh, they're on the bench with the ice cream. Oh fuck. And then it's like, oh, thank God the helicopter arrived.
The
But
helicopter
it's
comes in real like
yeah,
real slow. It's
Another really great
a
shot.
great
too.
shot.
yes, very
Yeah.
good shot. Yeah. And it's just it's so cool. Real stuff is cool, man. Real shots like that and just
Real
cars
stuff is
ramming into
cool.
things. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
yeah, you know.
Now, I'm always disappointed when I go to an action movie and it's like, oh, they just shot this in some room in Atlanta, like
Exactly.
where all the walls are screens. Like you
Yeah.
can tell, you still can tell, and when they just get out and yeah, just have cameras on the top of roofs in like a incredible city.
Yeah.
Like it's awesome.
It's fantastic. And it's unmatched, no question. Which is why we're talking about these movies, half a century later. We're still talking about the legacy and the impact. Super quick little random thing. I watched this on
Sorry.
DVD, as you know, and I went ahead and I hit one of the special features, little featurettes on the movie, and Clint's talking about the movie, and it looks like this was filmed about like maybe 20 years ago. I think it's like maybe 2000-ish time frame, and he's talking about the movie's legacy, and Arnold is one of the guests on there, and he's talking about how much he loves the character and how it influenced his career, and it's just praising it. And it was just like, yeah, this movie really rips. So
Yeah.
it was really cool.
Yeah, great movie.
Arnold approves.
Arnold approves. I mean, they're obviously really tight too in real life. They're pretty good friends from what I hear, and they share some similarities politically. I know Arnold's a little more left on some stuff, but Clint's a little bit more of a classical conservative in many ways. Which is funny that that he's from San Francisco, right? It's just life is never not funny. California, man. Ben, this was an amazing pick, dude. This movie fucking slaps. I'm so excited to go pick up the next 3 at the library and
it was
get
kind of an
after it.
easy one. I mean, this is
Yeah.
pretty low hanging fruit on the tree.
It was.
It's great. Yeah.
Action Club does Dirty Harry. Yeah.
Action Club does Dirty Harry.
We
Now
had
I
to
will
get to
say
that pre-tattoo.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
this is definitely a pre-tattoo film. And my next several
And notice I didn't
picks,
start with like the third one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You didn't
like,
pull
let's
up
do
DeMarco.
sudden impact.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's at, just like Robert Downey said in Tropic Thunder, never go full DeMarco. So just remember that, don't leave that to me. That's my job.
I got a tank top over here. I can put it on.
Yeah. It's my job to bring the chaos and the exuberant energy, and you guys gotta balance me out because I'm gonna bring us all the way up here. So we gotta have a good flow.
No, this is really good, and it's a movie that holds up too. Like it
holds up so well, dude. Hell yeah. Well, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in with us for the 1971 amazing film Dirty Harry. This has been another Action Club podcast. Until next time, we'll catch you on the flip side.
See ya.